for the rise, get the temperature that will make the flood. And the Noah to arc the day for the agape love. And the promise not to punish the world for the terror for what they make for the saying, and never the time that is good for the wickedness and the mess that the wicked that will make the flames of eternal torment. The hell, what else would you make this find and vacant the sail over the stale, stagnant ink? Conclusion for the ignorant protest of the repeating of the repentance and the sentence of the time cells that will break. Like escaping prison, like Paul the apostle for the making. Apologies for the deny me 3 times in one day. Deny the day reborn for the purge of the rebuke. Bottles of the washing of the sins away for the one. Make you new again like a new. The old you again for not what I choose. You chose you for the will for the that I make. Of you for the will you follow the footprints of the sand and I carried you. The beach of the sandals of your feet that were measurements. Whenever the sand with the measure was meant, that it would take the carpenters to put their foot down. Like carpet cleaners of the redundancy for the oxymoron for the Clorox the cleaner than the purification of everlasting water for the hydration to replenish your hypocrisy. Ridicule or ridiculous. The ratification of the significant contraction for the diff of the can, or signal of the significant. And could if you would do not break the wood up with the candle over the fire that would make the lighten up the world for the darkness and illuminate for the elimination of your cursing illuminatis of the elite. Delete the Satan off of this earth for to make you fake your truth for that. Dead wake, the wake, the funeral for the sleeping state for the sheep, for the shepherds to know the voice of the gospel for the apostle for the apostrophe for this catastrophic. Or never the not for the apology. To the app that you applied for the state of awareness, for the age of information, for the lack of enlightenment, for knowing that the light was inside of you. Whenever you can create the mind over matter for the situation, you can sit on it, or assets. You stand up for what you believe in, or not need to believe in. Never be a fraud for the tree don't fall far for the fruit don't fall far from the tree. For never you can understand the truth for the wisdom for the tree of life, and this is only given to you for the direction and the guidance. You gotta go through one verse and never descend the roots of the seed for the Father, for the Son, for the new one. Eternal, for the Son, for the believing. John 3:14 was not the circumference of the circle for the pie. The relativity for the earth for the 111 for the synchronicity for the time that I write this note for the say it in the freestyle for the style for the free will be for the pay the price and for the understanding the refund was not. Give it back for the receipt. For the marks, history, for the understanding of your tax evasion of paying Caesar his currency. For understanding the currencies that will currently see what you don't have the current to see for the moon and the lunatics to rise. So that would find occasion for the Akanakis or Palladians or to be an alien to this earth and not of this world, or not another acronym for you can act upon. To read the Acts, the Bible, for never to understand the basic living earth for the living word and not speak upon with conviction. Before I'm evicted, while I was saved to be given for the reason to find the truth. Look, they never need to be saved. Like I was sliding in home from Grace and a baseball around the ball, the base, this is the base around. Or the ball around the bush, or beating around the bush, or whether Moses was on fire for Bush was on fire, or Zion for the White House, or to be the color for the black of darkness and ignorant to what's the mind of the matter for the more, for the dark matter for the it was the anti, or the collider, or change in the nature for the environment, wanted to be God for the speaking algorithm, for the rhythm is life for this the nature. Being told what's spoken and spake, for how much understanding of the truth that it would take. Claim, finding the God particle. What part of the article can you read for the magazine but never clean enough of this would be the toilet bowl for the what you flush, and this is not the for my ass hole, or the hole of an ass, or a donkey that would travel across the country you will pass. Like cross-country sneaker shoes and Reeboks and never define a pop locking of a B-boys inside the streets. This is beat streets, and this is street to beat the streets, and this is why the king and over that to beat the cop to beat. With the Billy clubs and dance with the dance floors, like putting the stadium under my feet. I don't need to defeat you or build a fence. This is defense and it's already been governed for me, and it's already being invented or invested in me. It was already done. I don't need to have an enemy. I just need to have an enemy. Return to source as a resource would be. Real life. Fade and foam clouds, wave the sun, take a swim. Ripples one, whisper sins for the lips of the sin. Along the surface of the body that sometimes I can't hide. Like a song and repeat, this is for records, broken plan for the keep running in thoughts. Racing this heart pounding that you can find the drive, it can be wild. If I only had a wand left, this is the place I wanted to go miles away for the love. Bottles of wine, and I want to tell you how much I hate, I want to tell. I write words with the heart within the soul. The ink embarks the tales unfold. Your hand in my hand, fingers brushing yours to the eye, so the glance of your every breath is just inhaling of the enrapture for the heart filled with the happiness and your trust in when you say you're gonna leave, and now there's no fear of losing. Giant roads of tranquility, ask me where do you want to go for that whisper far away. The way you wrote down my vulnerability, make it powerful poem enough to skeptical the first, but you can find exposing. My horror looks converted to the loneliness and to the most common shared sentiments of the unveiled. Despicable thirst that admitted for this killing of the blood, for the specting the judgment, for the instead of that sent your heart. You know I've never seen the sun, but this the things your smile for enough to contemplate. The rays reflected at the moon for the same window where I used to cry. I became less dark, more colorful for the sharing of me. Feel less monstrous living in the world, for the sometimes this isn't the fiction character. Sometimes opening up makes it more bearable to live. But only if I can make a collaboration for the heart left to die, for the soul left to perish, and there's no body left to rot, for everything is destroyed by life. The love is gone, for the love is lost, or the love is torn. And this is to help me say for the who to find it, for this is never love, for the soul never touched by the fighting your time. Written wrong, love is absent, though it's soft, for this the love's required, for this to have to finally, or to save me, finally. I hold my place to be. Please sparkling, speaking for the mind from sea to sea. Or whatever you find home. In the tears in my eyes, imagine you coming here lies. Lovely desires, for this to be the note for the telltale heart, for this to real care for the enough to catch up with your serious and never want to die alone. There's a reason why the heart is the organ of love that you know. Stop the rest of we all that die, for the untouched as a flower for the mouth. Long it becomes a record fire. Under these ominous clouds in the shallow, for this to be the holding a great, listening a gate, quite fond of the state. Who knew that beauty world would be skin deep? This is stinging. Thoughts bending away for the mirrors of such of this veil for the distinct scent that for the mind, for the lily garden, for there wasn't a flower to be sniffed. Behind the scenes, display me in the place where you write. The voice will never define the reaching, although broken souls, and here it is standing before me for the love I've given up so many times before. One broken soul for the front and another for nowhere else to go. And the similarities of what you can find inside the box of home, for looking inside that for the two eyes of one heart. Noxious enough of the waste of your breath, for the telling me to get better, for the you can find the talking dirty, for the haiku beams to the window, for the waking, for the slumber. New days to the dawn, but what will it be for the autumn? It leads me soon and away for the turn to green, for the red to orange to gold. Over the finer colors of the loosening over the grip of the branches of the whole. Like a landmine lay me down for the golden fields of the sunflowers. This a fragrant night for the spilling of your thoughts upon your lips. The sky burning ultramarine, for the sun gleams on the edge of the wildflowers. Sounds of birds, lips of this crushed petals of the boiling of the gypsy blood. Like a fire, the ripping of the forest of the unearthly as the radiant shadows of sculpture with the turning of bodies of the living into the poetry. The world is the ending, is it? Everything's downward trending of one. Overspending in what you consume. Great disaster for the blizzard, for the earthquake, for the flood, for the typhoon. Monsters loom for the pair, for the impending of the doom, for what we do for the terrible enough to read the news of the crime scandal, for the social issues, for the you can find the shaking of the shoes. Plastic swords up at the ready, fill the water guns to hold them steady. Barricade ourselves with the pillows that curl like a ball, for the armorillos, so you can find the world is ending, but the world is ending for your hackers and hacking over your malware sending. Viruses for the memes that are descending, for the ever computers in need, for the defending, for the solar flares, for the comets crashing. Earth is bound to take a bashing, for the glaciers melting, crackling, angry for the polar bears attacking. What did you do now for the hiding your pets and your piggy banking, for the giving up of your world, for ending your blue, so maybe now you can find a bit of news. Old, for the bad girl, for the dread.
carry me until I'm darkest through the unknown waters from the Atlantic underneath the crescent lit sky. Your rain drowns me as I spread myself across the field of grass, catching every drop through the openings of the senses of my face. Sleep wouldn't be so close to me as I give it away for the cover for the clouds or against the skyline for hope and fold my hands to catch me every bit of you I could run. The puddles drip, this is where I can sit for the abundance and watch me spread my wings and flap around the white deepness of you dropping to me for the cold weather. There's no match for the warmth you bring me. I dash through the wetness and listening for your shrieks that stretch across the sky for the love you care for my eardrums and swallow me in your falling water. Watch me spin viciously into the sky and slam into the roofs of the attics and the thrashing to the floors of the memories for your love that is never too strong. I move slowly for I can't see the length of an alligator in front of me. For every step is the mystery for that I can still walk into the faith and knowing that it's always on the other side. I feel both of the streams juxtaposed just to beat the both grapple in the body for the possessed, this send me into the heavens for the angel for the life that shows me where she's from tonight. Blind me as I struggle to cover my eyes for the grains of the melanin. You toss this through the city for the when the eyes close clear it. This is laid the eyes upon. Chill bumps cover my scales over the python. This is consistent with the purpose for your brushing of the cunning of warmth. This is so true. Bloody red cheeks, this teeth clicking over the body, shivering and over the fine and lack the Eskimo nude enough to bathe you in the sun until you wipe the ice from your thumbs. Find me parched just to dry underneath the shadows of the scarecrow, ready for a drop of you until you come into the blow the air, the dry skies filled with mud and blues. If you were the weather, can you carry me? My heart has died with you. Just hit the strangest place of the heart no longer hurts. Taking too much damage and now it lies in the hurt. My eyes hurt, hands and soul ache, body mourns just what it used to be now, divided from your mind and yours. Take to the wind to forget the deserted nights and days company. It was a passenger side, but it wasn't one for there. But it told me you loved me, cried in your arms, and never told to stare and glare. For this is when to do for there, for this and glare. For how much you find fair for the unknown trail. Chest screams and emotions. In the beginning was the word, and the word was God to explain the world in a way. I could feel the poets with them to explain to mankind like a mayhem. No one is kind and misjudged, but a society in the name of love. It is fine to earn the royalty for the six you move in the curve for the two where we go. The world we go for to bring peace and amusement. Our seeds we sow, we're back to sit for the reminiscing of the word.
black teeth, a pothole in each cheek, and a smile that reminds me of a striped shirt being stretched. I pulled my heart trying to touch my toes to be out of reach optimism, ostracized by the memories of goodie bags and take-home party favors. My face in a non-smoking sign, crossed out the grinning playground smirks and offered more beverage for the pair sitting in the booth for two, separated by the tall centerpiece. The ones that won't look at each other but never go out to dinner without each other, pulling in a rusted lever, tripping and thinning, eyelids up like curtains, spotlights down like blown bulbs in a storefront window. The fishbowl I live in has a limited long distance and a cordless resident that keeps trying to hang himself but has nothing to do it with and would probably only float to the top anyway. An answering machine message in an empty wine bottle, an ocean in a sidewalk crack. I bridged my thoughts together and birthed the Roach Motel on my thinking block that's been open for years. The pointless vacationers and 2-minute flings. Defragment brain, recycle old expressions, keep tongue and holster. Don't shoot no one's beliefs in the foot. Teach your eyes to stand up straight and always look at the retard when he's talking to you. The sun's a full tub of boiling water with a leak, and I live on the bathroom floor in a river where boats try to fly and sailors got real colorful bird brains on their shoulders. A doggy paddle nation that needs more oars and hands, limited channel surfing and more swimmies for the bicep building itself out of its own apartment. I'm a pickup stick in a yoga position, posing to the camera, trying to get it to flash me. I like brunette monitors with fucked up pixels and eyes that look like they're going places. Permanent smile bleeding in the laundry, washable frown, salt-flavored lunch dates. I'm planning to stand up my own casket, just send it flowers and tell it I'd rather be friends with a bad connection, like 56K phone conversations and half-downloaded handshakes. Sing along to my out-of-tune heartstrings. The world ends on a wood deck with an ashtray and a person to talk to. My mind does backflips into cement pools, and I tattoo old feelings to the forearm of a notebook. A slurred message in a beer can, 5 cents back on the sun. Slip a nickel in the night and watch the morning jump up. Another hello, I'm fine, goodbye, I'll whine more tomorrow. We can kiss each other's wounds, sex makes it better. I never bought life, just found it on the sidewalk, brought it home and called it mine.